I have lived long enough to hear the most common sentence spoken by human beings, and it is not "I love you," nor is it "I am afraid." It is the quiet, well-practiced phrase, "I'm fine." I have heard it whispered by those who are not fine at all, spoken politely by those who are exhausted, offered casually by those whose inner worlds are screaming for air. When people come to the monastery, they often expect silence to be empty. They imagine monks sit with nothing inside them. But silence is not empty, it is honest. Silence reveals what words often conceal. And what I have learned through decades of listening is this: most suffering does not come from what we feel, but from what we never say. "I'm fine" is not a lie. It is a shield. It is the language of survival learned early. It is what we say when we believe our needs are inconvenient, our emotions are excessive, or our truth might cost us belonging. I did not always know this. When I was young, I believed strength meant self-containment. I believed wisdom meant emotional restraint. I believed that needing less made one freer. And so I trained myself to require very little from others. I became reliable, composed, and internally starved. People admired my calm, but they did not know the cost of it. I did not know the cost either, until my body began speaking for what my mouth would not. There is a lesson the body teaches patiently. What you do not express, you will carry. And what you carry long enough will shape your posture, your breath, your sleep, your joy. Many people think mindfulness begins with meditation. I believe it begins earlier, with the courage to notice what we are feeling before we decide whether it is acceptable. Authentic connection does not begin when you say the right words. It begins when you stop editing yourself for safety. I have sat with many people who believed they were lonely because no one understood them. But as we sat quietly, another truth emerged. They had never fully understood themselves. How could anyone meet needs that were never named? How could anyone respond to feelings that were never acknowledged? We are taught how to speak, but not how to reveal. We are taught manners, not truth. And so we grow fluent in conversation, yet illiterate in connection. Beyond "I'm fine" lies a more difficult language, one that does not demand perfection, only presence. It sounds like, "I don't know what I'm feeling yet, but something inside me needs attention." It sounds like, "I'm stronger when I don't pretend." It sounds like, "I want to be known, even if that means being seen unfinished." This is not easy. Vulnerability asks us to risk rejection. It asks us to loosen the grip on control. It asks us to trust that our needs are not weaknesses but signals, messages from the deeper self that wants to live fully rather than merely function. In my years as an abbot, I have noticed a pattern. Those who never ask for anything often resent everything. Not because others failed them, but because they abandoned themselves quietly and called it maturity. Suppressed needs do not disappear. They transform into irritability, distance, judgment, or numbness. The world becomes smaller, relationships thinner, life quieter in a way that feels heavy rather than peaceful. Mindfulness is not passive observation. It is active honesty. It is the daily practice of asking, "What is alive in me right now?" before asking, "What is expected of me?" When you pause long enough to hear your inner state without rushing to fix or dismiss it, you begin rebuilding trust with yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of every authentic relationship. I once believed connection was something you earned by being useful, agreeable, or impressive. Now I know connection is something you allow by being real. The people who feel closest to us are not those who never struggle, but those who let us witness their struggle without asking us to solve it. There is a great misunderstanding about needs. Many people think expressing needs is a demand placed on others. In truth, it is a boundary placed around the self. When you name what you need, you are not asking someone to complete you. You are informing them how to meet you. You are offering clarity instead of silent expectation. Authentic connection thrives on clarity. When needs remain unspoken, relationships become guessing games. When needs are expressed with honesty and humility, relationships become collaborations. This is where intimacy grows, not in perfection, but in shared understanding. I have learned that the most transformative conversations often begin with uncertainty rather than confidence. Saying, "I'm learning how to speak up," can be more powerful than delivering a polished explanation. Saying, "I've been afraid to say this," can open more hearts than saying, "Here is what you did wrong." Self-reflection teaches us that our patterns were once protections. The silence you learned may have kept you safe once. The compliance may have preserved peace. The emotional distance may have prevented disappointment. But what protected you then may limit you now. Growth is not about judging who you were. It is about updating what you no longer need to survive. To live mindfully is to recognize when I'm fine is no longer true, and to pause before saying it anyway. I encourage those who listen to me not to rush into radical honesty without gentleness. This is not about oversharing or emotional dumping. It is about aligned expression, sharing what is true in a way that respects both yourself and the other. Wisdom knows timing. Compassion knows tone. Authenticity knows courage. Begin with yourself. Sit quietly and ask, what have I been minimizing? What have I been postponing? What do I keep hoping others will notice without my saying? These questions are not meant to accuse you. They are meant to invite you home. When you begin naming your needs internally, your external relationships shift naturally. You stop expecting people to read your mind. You stop resenting them for failing tests they never knew they were taking. You begin choosing connections based on presence rather than performance. There is peace in being understood, but there is freedom in being honest even when misunderstood. As an abbot, I have learned that the deepest spiritual practice is not detachment from feeling, but intimacy with truth. The more honestly you live, the less fragmented you become. The less fragmented you are, the more fully you can meet others, not as roles, but as humans walking alongside you. Life is not asking you to be endlessly strong. It is asking you to be sincerely alive. Your time here is not meant to be spent proving resilience through silence. It is meant to be lived through conscious participation, knowing what you feel, honoring what you need, and expressing both with humility and courage. Beyond I'm fine is not chaos. It is clarity. Beyond I'm fine is not weakness. It is wisdom. Beyond I'm fine is the doorway to authentic connection, first with yourself, then with the world. If you leave with nothing else, remember this: your needs are not burdens. They are invitations, and the life you want is built the moment you stop hiding from your own truth. Sit with that, breathe with it, and when you are ready, speak, not to impress, but to connect. That is where healing begins.